Hi, Genki Call here with your Soulforge offerings for the week of June 26, 2023. I'm very late with this video and I apologize for that, but as a bonus, I will have some teams to show you for some of the things in here. So we're actually going to start with weapons this week and the Doom Scripture. Now, I'm not actually going to show a team for this, but I will include a team code in the description box below that shows a defense team that you can use for the Doom Scripture. This is used on Yellow Day for your defense. You put this in with 2 or 3 empowered mana converters that create yellow. You feed this thing, you just kill your enemy. I mean, these books are still really, really difficult to deal with. You know, there are counters to the book teams now, but yeah, still really dangerous. So I'll include a team code for this. So if you want to be a troll, fantastic weapon for Yellow Guild Wars Day. Next up, we have the Divine Protector. And this one does damage to an enemy boosted by divine allies, then create a mix of 6 red and yellow gems for each divine ally. Guard's avatar uses yellow and red. There are plenty, let's see, Paladin uses yellow, High Paladin uses red. There are plenty of ways that you can use this on an all-divine team. Next up, we have Last Harbor. This does damage to the first enemy, boosted by Doomskull's weight. No, that's right. Okay, I'm sorry. We have a Faction Assault this weekend, and that means that we have the Faction Assault weapon available. This is actually This is actually the weapon for, Sunken Fleet. This is only going to be in here for the next 2 days, but of course, everything I'm going over is only going to be here available for the next 2 days because this video is so late. I apologize. Anyway, damage to the first enemy boosted by Doomskulls. As you know, Mirage Queen creates those lovely Doomskulls. If the enemy is an elemental, deal double damage and then knock them to the last position. I think Tidal is going to submerge you when you cast, and Stunned will stun the first enemy, I'm sure. Next up, Guardian Hammer. Now, I have a team I'm going to show you for this one. Really love this with the Hall of Guardians. Sorry, my back. Hall of Guardians troops. Now, Hall of Guardians, that means Ethereal, Sentry, and Gargoyle. So this is a White Helm weapon. This works for any White Helm allies, but that includes the Hall of Guardians. Sorry, my brains. The Hall of Guardians troops. So I'm going to show you a team with this right now. So you do damage to an enemy boosted by White Helm allies, and create a mix of 6 yellow and brown gems for each White Helm ally. So let's pop on out of here. Let's go over here. Now, you see that this star is shining. That's because the Necrocorn is now available at Silver Necropolis, and I just realized that today. Necrocorn? Negasis. I'm sorry, Negasis. I meant Negasis. So let's see if I can grab one right here and show you. But I got it up to mythic level, and so now I can get my power level up at Silverglade. Hooray! Let's see. Come on. Give me the Negasis so I can show people that it's here. La la la. There it is. New troop for me as of today. And yeah, might make your delving at Silver Necropolis a little easier. I didn't really have any problem at Silver Necropolis to speak of. I did it with a horde level of 134 before there were potions. So anyway, I digress. Let's go in here. We'll get the power level up. I love getting my power levels up. All right, and we're going to do some battles here. I wonder what I need. Oh, can't do that yet. Okay, let's get in here and do this. We're going to do this in a little bit. For now, we are going to start with the Guardian Hammer. Sorry. The Guardian Hammer team, which is 2 Gargoyles and the Ethereal Sentry. So basically, you just have to get some mana for your Guardian Hammer. This is going to feed the yellow to the Ethereal Sentry, the brown to the Gargoyles, and here is what we're going to do. Let's get rid of him because he creates death marks, and we don't like that. Before you cast with the Gargoyle, this guy has splash damage to an enemy boosted by all allies' attack. And then you take the Ethereal Sentry, increase an armor's attack by their armor. So watch the attack. So right now the boost on this is 95. We're going to do that first. We're going to do this. And now the boost on this is 147 extra splash damage. We'll go ahead and do this. We'll do this. These guys are very, very powerful, but you can see how the Guardian Hammer works well with this team, because everything here, although it's all Hall of Guardians, it is White Helm. As long as you use, I'm using the wrong class. I did this with Geomancer class, which is Construct, to give them a 50% mana start. It would work even better if I was using Priest class for the Guardian Hammer, but that 50% mana start's pretty nice. So we're just going to do this. I'll show you this again. We're going to hit her because I can, and there's really no reason to do this again, but I am going to do it because it's fun. And look at this, plus 198. Now, I don't have to be hitting this troop, actually. It's all allies attack, so I should actually be hitting the first troop with it. I just wasn't really paying attention because I'm really tired. I need brown, I need red, and I have neither. Fine. Fine. I'll do that, and the downside is this is splash damage, so... But you can see we're at plus 198 on that attack, so really, really nice. There's that death mark I was talking about. Let's see if we can get some more mana here. This is taking a while because I wasn't paying much attention, so my bad. Brown, red, no red. Nee, don't want to do yellow. I want stuff I don't have. There's no reason to do this, but you can cast this here. And look, now it's up to 257. So, because my hero's armor is so high. Alright, we'll do that. We'll hit this guy and move on. Go over some more weapons here, and then we'll come back and do some more. Alright, Soulforge, weapons. Next, after the Guardian Hammer, we have the Staff of White Helm. This is one of the 75 diamond cheapo ones. Don't get weapon blocked on your power levels, folks. It is terrible, terrible, terrible. I am weapon blocked in White Helm right now. Can't do anything about it, and I'll show you in a little bit. So, remove all yellow gems. Deal damage to an enemy boosted by the gems removed. If the enemies from White Helm or the battles in White Helm, deal double damage. Great. There's a little lightning effect to break barriers, and it looks like it will cleanse the first troop, maybe? I'm sorry, not the first troop, the hero. Angel of Death. This one, death mark an enemy and deal damage boosted by yellow gems. That's it. Death mark, deal a little damage. Nothing much to it. Fist of Heaven. Now this is one of the splody weapons that I love, love, love. Explode yellow gems. Grant a random status effect to divine allies and summon a divine troop. I generally don't pay any attention to this last part. What kind of random status effect troop you're going to get and what kind of summons you're going to get, that's just a bonus. What I'm looking at are the colors and the color that it explodes. Fist of Heaven is one of my favorites because most of the time, about 80% of the time, it seems to summon mythics for me, and I, of course, love summoning the mythics if I have the spot for it. So that is going to be it. The Wand of Stars, if you don't have it yet, this is a new weapon that's going to be in here permanently, much like Dawnbringer is always here. You just have to have the levers to get this one. I went over this in a previous video. So, I forgot what I was going to tell you. Let's see. Right, I was going to talk to you about the weapons real quickly. So, White Helm. Let's go in here. I am weapon blocked. Fully upgrade 12 White Helm weapons. I have 11 out of 12 existing. Unowned. 1. The Celestial Staff, which really doesn't do anything special at all. This is a money weapon. You have to pay $5 to get it. There is a way to get it. Every week, the money weapon is going to be in the shop under weekly event. You scroll all the way to the right, and here it is for $5. I'm not paying $5 for a weapon just to get my power block out of the way. I want my power level up, but not enough to pay $5 for it. So not for this weapon. If it's a really good weapon, I will consider it, but not for that particular weapon. Anyway, let's go back in here. We're going to go look at mythics in a minute. Let's look at the legendaries first. Sorry, I've got my cord is, hold on. My cord was all tangled up. Sorry about that. All right, let's look at the legendaries first. We've got the web spinner, which is frickin' amazing. If you don't have this guy, you know, I would actually consider getting this guy. He is a summons for Arachnean Weaver. If you have Arachnean Weaver, I would actually consider spending the 800 diamonds on this, because Arachnean Weaver will summon this guy, but if you don't own him and have him traded, you're not getting what's best about him, which is his third trait. Triple skull damage to poisoned and webbed enemies. Inflict web when doing skull damage. So anytime you hit them with skulls, if you have this fully traded, you are going to be doing triple damage, provided that you can get them webbed. You can also poison them by doing the spell. So even if they're immune to web, if they're not immune to poison, you can still get that triple damage on them. People generally just keep this thing at the front of the team and decimate their enemies with skulls and never cast it. But as I said, if you have Arachnean Weaver, think about it, because otherwise, it's just a warm body up there protecting your other troops. You will not get your traits with a summoned troop unless you already own it and have it traded. Next up is the Dragon Soul. I really like this troop, but the mana cost on it is much too high in my opinion. It explodes random gems, does 8 damage to all enemies just across the board, boosted by the number of dragon allies. So each dragon ally, including itself, will give you an extra 3 damage for that little bit of damage, and you gain some souls as well, 15 souls. And 50% chance to become a baby dragon with full mana upon death. That is very nice, but in general, if I'm going to use a Splody dragon, I prefer Divinia. But, you know, that's just me. So, Smashed Mouth. This guy is one of the legendaries from Zacian, obviously. Deal damage to an enemy, knock them to the back, drain 7 mana from all enemies below them, and gain an extra turn. So you have to cast on the first troop in order to get the full effect from this guy. But he also bleeds and silences the first enemy when he does skull damage, and actually has some skull damage reduction. So he's not amazing, but he's also not bad. Would I spend 800 diamonds? Unless it's an amazing troop, generally speaking not. If ever there's one worth spending diamonds on, I will certainly mention it. But otherwise, it's whether or not your power level blocked or you're just dying to try something specific on a team. So, last one is Tuzi. Tuzi was the Shentang event, holiday event. Legendary. She gives life to all allies, then creates 9 yellow gems boosted by enchanted allies. So you can get at max 13 yellow gems created. She has a 30% chance to enchant a random ally when an ally casts a spell. That's not bad. Spell damage reduction, and she is immune to mana burn, mana drain, and mana steal. Alright, let's get to the things I have teams for. Aha! We are going to start with, let's see, make sure everything was already here. Always here, always here. Yes, just making sure. So we have them all in a row here. It's fantastic. It makes it much easier for me. We have Ares, Medusa, the Wild King, and Rath-Amon. I have teams for 3 of the 4 and tips for Medusa. All right. So I don't need my keyboard. Okay. Ares. Ares is going to do a range of damage to the first enemy. If they die, he'll explode 8 gems, and that's super helpful if they die. Give 4 armor to all brown allies when matching brown gems, skull reduction by 50%, and double skull damage versus stunned enemies. Now, I personally like to put him up at the front of the team so I can get that double skull damage, and I like to run him with Obsidius. That's just me, but you know, if you don't have Obsidius, you can use Elementalist class, or you can use War Priest class to try and get those enemies stunned. So that would be this one. Yep, there it is. I'm using it with the Writhing Staff, which is a faction weapon. Which faction is it? Merlantis. That would be... Oh my gosh, I can't remember. Oh, that's terrible. Terrible memory. All right, we've got the Leprechaun here for fast mana, which will hopefully get me enough, and it didn't. Oh, there we go. Obsidius, as you probably know, stuns all enemies on 4+ gem matches. I'm banking on that to get that extra skull damage. I'm going to go ahead and do that. While I'm looking for, now this is 101 to 203 damage. That's pretty nice. Got 130. You just don't know. I don't like the range of damage that it does. I'm not fond of that, but the Writhing Staff is nice because it will, well, as you can see, it submerged me, and it entangles the first enemy. So that means that the skulls aren't going to backfire on me. Unfortunately, no double skull damage because I haven't gotten any match 4s yet. I have to have some match 4s. I'm going to give them that skull match. I was banking on them remaining entangled, and they did. So if I can get some skulls now, I do double skull damage, and this guy's gone. But I don't have it, so we're going to do that. And still don't have it. Oh, the Wisp. He's going to make me attack my own troops. I don't like that. All right. Am I playing to the best of my abilities, by the way? Probably not. You know, it's funny when you're streaming, got that double skull damage, I think. When you're streaming or creating videos, it's funny how you miss things. Yeah. All right, we're going to go ahead and do this. They are all stunned. Fantastic. We're going to get that double skull damage to all of them. I can't believe I missed. Well, they're entangled, so it doesn't really matter, but we'll go ahead and do this. We got 116 damage there. As you can see, this isn't super fast, but with that double skull damage, it's pretty nice. So slow. Yeah. So there are probably better Ares teams out there. A lot of people don't run him at the front. They run him at the back of the team. I just personally like to try and take advantage of that double skull damage, which is, and I built the team around that. I haven't really played with this troop a whole lot. Still have that double skull damage. Near. But, you know, that one was she was no longer stunned when I said that. All right, fine, let's kill her. Yeah, and then we blow things up. We get extra mana. This also gives us extra mana. We'll do like that. And he's not stunned. Meh. Let's see if we can take him out. 144 damage. Ah, that's okay. My skull damage, or my scatter damage, will take it out. So, you know, if you have a better team for Ares, let me know. I would love to hear about it. This is just the one I created when Ares first came out. I haven't really played with him a whole lot beyond that. I think that I've made some teams for him for delving, but in general, of course, delving is going to be a lot stronger because you've got your delve stats, your horde stats are going to increase how well they work. Next, though. Next up, we have Medusa. Now, this is the one I will have tips on. Medusa does some true damage to an enemy boosted by stone blocks. She's meant to be run with things that create stone blocks, or in the underworld, where there are always stone blocks starting out. Then convert 8 gems to then convert 8 gems of one of their mana colors to stone blocks. She's going to create more stone blocks. It's okay. She's impervious. That's nice. This is where I like to use Medusa. There are better troops, but instead of using Vash Dagon or Scourge of Honor, curse and stun a random enemy when matching 4+ gems. The curse first, then the stun. If they're immune to stun, you can curse them first, and then you can stun them. So, you know, it's great for delving with High King Irongut so that things that are immune to devour can be devoured. There are cheaper ways to do this, but curse and stun, I think this is the only troop in the game that does both. Like I said, there are cheaper options, but if you need something for Mist of Scales, a mythic for Mist of Scales, she is in the Soulforge right now. Ah, the Wild King. All right, the Wild King and Rath-Amon. I'm just going to do them back to back without showing you in the... I'm not coming back to the Soulforge. I'm just going to show you the teams. So we'll show you actually, let me show you Rath-Amon first. I really like Rath-Amon, but Wild King is an absolute favorite of mine, so we're going to save the best for last. This is a team that I put together today. I had something similar to this already, but I fine-tuned it today for this video. Here's what we've got. We've got the Doomed Axe, and yes, I know not everybody has the Doomed Axe. Next time we go to Drifting Stands, you'll be able to craft it if you wish. It's expensive, but anyway. Damage to all enemies, doesn't even matter the damage to all enemies. Here's what we want. Convert purple gems to Doom Skulls. Yes. Fast mana with the Leprechaun by... because he's empowered, you can blow up those green gems and get all the mana. We've got the Orrery here for the Starstorm. The Starstorm, it tells you right over here, is purple and yellow gems. So purple feeds this, yellow feeds this, and then this guy is going to create a mix of 24 purple gems and skulls. Gain 20 souls, cleanse all allies. I'm not even paying attention to the gain 20 souls part. What I'm looking at is the purple gems and skulls. So we're going to have all that purple and skulls on the board. And this is going to take all that purple that are lined up with all those skulls and turn them into Doom Skulls. Oh, it's fantastic. Now, as far as his traits go, extra souls from battle, fantastic. We love extra souls. If we are low, it really sucks. And it also gets 4 souls at the start of every turn. So this is a good option for soul farming if you have it and you don't have Pharaoh's Raw and you just want to do some high level delving. If you've got the Doomed Axe, it will be more effective. But we already have the Doomed Axe ready because of the Orrery's Storm. You can see it right here. I'm going to take that right quick. I am using Elementalist. I was originally using Assassin class with this, but I changed it to Elementalist for safety. This guy is immune to everything. He's immune, unless he gets cursed, he's immune to everything. So I'm not going to be able to get him stunned, but I really want to have some protection from my own skulls. So that is why I changed to Elementalist. So let's get this party started. Woohoo! Oh, but I have alignment already just from the Orrery. Boom. Awesome. All right, let's go ahead and cast this. Of course, I don't have this ready anymore. Don't bother with the Orrery. It's only here for the Starstorm. If you want to finish up a battle with this, that's fine. But in general, you're not going to be casting the Orrery. Yes, I will take that. Thank you. And I will take that. And we'll blow up all the things. Kapow! And we have we have both of these ready again. I'm going to cast this first. This thing can often loop all by itself. And then you're usually going to have alignment for the Doomed Axe. Ah, I love blowing up things with Doomed Skulls. It's so fun. Ah, it makes me so happy. Ah, I do love my Doomed Skulls. All right, so that is Rath-Amon for you, and a team for Rath-Amon. And next up, my favorite, my Wild King team. I use this on E12s. On autoplay. It is the most reliable autoplay team that I have found, And so I use it all the time. If I'm not gold farming, I'm running autoplay on this because it's very, very fast, it's very effective, and it almost never loses. So we have Gorgotha up front for multiple reasons. First, he explodes a bunch of gems. He cleanses himself. If he has any negative stats effects like like Entangle, which is really bad for a skull spamming team, he's going to cleanse himself. Also, he has 75% skull damage reduction, which is very, very important because this is a skull spamming team and they will backfire on you. So you have that safety of having that 75% skull damage reduction, which you also have from Elementalist class. But you know, if the top troop doesn't get entangled, doesn't do you much good. So, all right, let's blow up the things. I have shown this. I have a video entirely about, well, almost entirely about this. I will include a link to that video at the end of this video that shows the gold farming team that I like for autoplay. But the Doomed Scythe. Now, the Doomed Scythe can be replaced if you don't have this. Use Sin's Harvest. It's a faction, not a faction weapon. It's a class weapon. Archmagus, I think. It's a class weapon. You can get it for free, and it doesn't have as much scatter damage, but it also converts yellow gems to Doom Skulls. And look at all the yellow gems on this board. I love it. And despite the fact that skull spamming teams are very, very dangerous because they backfire so easily, it doesn't matter for autoplay. You know, usually, even when the computer or the AI casts the Doom Skulls at a bad time, it doesn't matter that much because Gorgotha can take it. Gorgotha can take that. So, anyway, I believe that is everything. I hope that you've enjoyed this video. If you like seeing me do some teams to showcase how some of this stuff works, let me know and I'll keep doing it in the future. As long as I have time, I will absolutely do that. Speaking of which, I hope to have some more time soon. Actually, it's more a case of feeling up to it. I've just been wiped out. But anyway, please like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video. Leave your comments down below and we'll see you soon. Bye-bye!